Hey man, I really like these MrBallen stories, so we're gonna go ahead and check out another one. His insane death shocked the country. I don't know who they could be talking about. There's a lot of people actually in my head that they could be referring to, but I doubt it. Whoever it is, I know the story is gonna be really mysterious and really crazy. So let's go ahead and check this out, man. Hey man, show a lot of love to this video, like, share, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get it.
In the winter of 1985, a large American black bear was wandering through a forest in Georgia.
Okay.
He saw something strange lying out on the forest floor.
Okay.
The bear wandered over and began pawing at it and slashing at it until finally
right, that's what bears do.
Ripped this thing open.
Oh.
And immediately, this strange flowery smell filled the air.
Okay,
Less
okay.
than 10 minutes
So they're gonna
later,
say mist.
that bear would experience something that literally no other living thing on Earth has ever experienced. And that is just the beginning of one of the strangest stories that's about to take the world by storm. Because a major motion picture has been made about this bear.
Really?
It's going to be released in February of 2023.
What movie is that?
To this totally bizarre story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format,
make sure you subscribe to the homie.
Yep, that's all we do, and we upload once a week.
Definitely subscribed.
So, if that's of interest to you, please offer to make the like button a ham and cheese sandwich, but don't unwrap the cheese slices. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn.
Hey, make a ham and cheese sandwich on the like button down below as well, and don't unwrap the cheese slices. That I think that means click it. That probably roughly translates to click it if I had to venture a guess.
All notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads.
Do that too.
Okay, let's
That'd be pretty nice of you.
Today's story.
MrBallen. Screen shaking and effects all in your face. Well, not really in y'all face, but mine. The bear, the plane, and the duffel. Okay.
In early December of 1985, in the Chattahoochee National Forest in northern Georgia, a hunter was very carefully making his way through the trees trying to track a deer. Now, this hunter had been tracking this deer for over a mile.
Damn.
But it had been a while since he had seen any signs of it being anywhere nearby.
But that's actually not that far.
As this hunter continued to creep along, he became increasingly aware of how loud each of his steps were. The ground all around him was covered in dry leaves.
Yeah.
And so every step he was taking was creating a loud crunch.
So they know exactly where you're at.
Eventually, this hunter just came to a stop and decided stalking this deer was totally pointless because he was basically scaring it away.
Yep, and it's just gonna keep on moving.
He got closer to it.
Facts.
But before this hunter was ready to just give up and head back to his vehicle, he continued on a little bit further. And when he pushed through this particularly dense brush area, he saw this clearing up ahead. And the second he saw what was in this clearing, he froze, took a step back into the brush, and then ducked down behind a rock.
It was the bear.
Because in that clearing, he saw an animal, and it wasn't a deer. It was a huge American black bear.
Ooh, hey, them bears, bro. Listen, man, and that's the sucky part about it, bro. As much as you would think we'd be able to, because you see a bear, you see like a big old bulky creature. As much as you would think we'd be able to, bro, you cannot outrun a bear. And you're not even in the best conditions when you try to outrun a bear. If you see a bear, you probably in some grassy field somewhere. It has an advantage on you, bro. It got claws and shit. You trying to run on a grassy field, it's slowing you down. You ain't running on like pavement or like a track. You know what I'm saying? Where we designed to run our fastest. Bruh, you can't outrun a bear and it sucks, man. Damn.
Now, generally speaking,
so you gotta hide.
Black bears are not aggressive towards humans.
Yeah, they're not really.
However,
they would defend themselves,
for example, you were to accidentally sneak up on a black bear, like this hunter had done, and you suddenly startled it by just showing your presence, the bear might react by pouncing on you and ripping you to bits. And so this hunter,
you don't want that.
Pressed up against the rock and his rifle gripped tightly across his chest, he's thinking about that and wondering what he's going to do to get out of this situation.
At least it's not a grizzly.
First he thought, okay, I'll just stand up and quietly walk away.
Okay.
He remembered how loud the leaves were.
They ain't no quietly walk away.
He had been lucky walking in. He hadn't alerted the bear to his presence. On the way out, he was worried he wouldn't be so lucky. The leaves would alert the bear to his position. And so the hunter began thinking, okay, well, what if I just stand up and start shooting at this bear? But the hunter knew the big issue with that plan is he had a deer hunting rifle, which is not nearly powerful enough to quickly take down a black bear if at all. And so if he starts shooting at this bear, there was a very good chance that the bear would just turn around.
Bro, that's messed up, bro. I didn't even mean to pause it right there. If my finger was on the button, I was gonna wait, but okay, I already paused it, so fuck it. That's messed up, bro. The bears are like damn near bulletproof. Like if you don't have a strong enough gun, you ain't doing nothing but pissing that bear off, making them more mad, giving them more reason to claw you the hell up, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. Of all the animals to mess with or not, that's why I don't understand when them arguments is going around. And we talk about a black bear, but them arguments is going around between who would win between a gorilla and a grizzly bear. You actually have people, dumbass people out here saying that a gorilla would be able to beat a grizzly bear in a fight. What are you smoking? Because I need some. I don't even smoke, but I need some of whatever you smoking because it's probably some good shit. I would try it if you really think that a gorilla is beating a grizzly bear. Tweaking, bro. Tweaking.
At all. And so if he starts shooting at this bear, there was a very good chance that the bear would just turn around and maul him before he was able to put the bear down with his rifle. And so as this hunter is going through these scenarios behind the rock,
I had to send a message.
He realizes something. He hasn't heard this bear at all. Now, bears in general are very loud animals. Just their regular breathing is so guttural and noisy.
Hey, man.
You can hear it a pretty good distance away.
All in my ear?
And the hunter's thinking to himself, I can't hear it breathing. And come to think of it, I haven't heard this bear once since I've been near it.
Okay.
So the hunter very carefully stood up from behind his rock and turned around, and then he kind of peered forward into the brush, looking back into this clearing.
Okay.
And when he spotted the bear again, he realized immediately the bear was dead. The bear was kind of slumped forward, and its body almost looked like a deflated.
Damn. So whatever.
He was so relieved, he almost started laughing. And so he stepped out from behind his rock, and he made his way through the brush into the clearing to get a better look at
the thing. Killed the bear.
And when the hunter was right over the top of this bear looking down at it, something immediately struck him as very odd. This bear was far too young to have died of natural causes. However, after this hunter kind of poked and prodded the bear and lifted it up on either side,
I still wouldn't touch it.
He couldn't see any visible injuries.
Okay.
Like this bear had just randomly dropped dead.
Right.
The hunter didn't spend much time thinking about what happened to this bear. Instead, he thought to himself, you know, there has to be some sort of logical explanation for what killed it. And with one last look at the bear on the ground, the hunter turned around and began the long walk back.
Don't tell me he just caught whatever the bear had, bro.
There was an explanation for what happened to that bear.
Okay.
However, it was anything but logical.
Right.
But to get to that non-logical explanation, we first have to go back in time.
Okay.
Around 11:30 p.m.
Another story.
September 10th, 1985, so 3 months before the hunter discovered this dead bear, two pilots were flying their little 6-seater Cessna airplane over northern Georgia, making their way north towards Tennessee. As these pilots flew along very casually, they suddenly intercepted over their radio a voice message that they definitely were not supposed to hear. It sounded like other pilots communicating with each other. And what they were talking about was how they were now going to follow this little Cessna airplane that they could see that was currently flying over northern Georgia.
Bro, let me rewind it 5 seconds. I was shit bricks. How would y'all feel if you was flying a little airplane going somewhere and then you accidentally catch a radio transmission saying like, yeah, we're gonna follow this guy? You'd be like, what the fuck? What I do? Leave me alone. What y'all about to do? Y'all about to shoot me down? Oh, I'd be so paranoid.
Currently flying over northern Georgia. Now, radio traffic like this can only really be intercepted if your radio that's doing the intercepting is physically close to the person doing the transmitting. And so knowing this, the two pilots in this little Cessna
looking around
knew that whoever was talking about following that little Cessna, they had to be talking about them, the two pilots in that Cessna. Now, for most pilots, if you suddenly overheard a radio transmission that your plane was getting followed by some other pilots, you might reach out to those pilots and say, hey,
what's going on? On me, like, why? Leave me alone.
Now, the co-pilot of this little Cessna might have wanted to react that way. However, before he could, the main pilot stopped him and said, I actually know exactly why somebody might want to tail us, and unfortunately, we're both going to have to jump out of this plane.
What?
Before the co-pilot could really even react to this news, the main pilot had set the Cessna on autopilot, which sets the plane to fly in a straight direction, going at a constant speed, constant altitude, until either a pilot comes back and takes the craft back over, or if it just stays on autopilot, it eventually will run out of fuel and crash or run into something.
How do you even tell somebody that, bro? I can't wait to hear the explanation. I'm sorry. I know I don't want to keep y'all from it too much longer. I just want to get my thoughts on this, bro. Like, imagine you in a plane, bro. Somebody got you up in there. That's the equivalent of being in a car with somebody, you go into a store, you traveling, let's say, bro, I need you to ride with me out of town. I'm finna go pick something up and I just want you to come with me. You're like, all right, bro, bet. And the cops pull all over and you're like, oh my God, cops are annoying. And you're like, yeah, bro, I didn't want to say anything, but I have 100 kilos of cocaine in my trunk. Yeah. You're gonna have to deal with the fact that you're in this car with me. You better hope they don't charge you. You're gonna be like, bro, what? What are you talking about, bro? What you mean? Why would you not tell me that you have hard drugs, a large amount of hard drugs in your trunk? Hey, man, I didn't think it was that important. I didn't think we'd get pulled over. That's pretty much what just happened, bro. Yeah, I know why they're following us, and we're gonna have to jump out of this plane. What you mean we gotta jump out the plane?
And so after the main pilot had done that, he turned to the co-pilot and gestured for him to come with him into the main cabin of the aircraft, basically the body of the craft where all their luggage was. And the co-pilot, he's so confused about what's happening. He's so panicked.
Okay.
He just follows the main pilot.
Yeah.
The two of them, they climb back over the two front seats, they go into the main body of the craft, and the main pilot begins strapping parachutes onto some of their luggage.
Oh my gosh.
He tells the co-pilot to open up the side door of the plane. And so again, the co-pilot is just so caught off guard, he has no idea how to handle this, and so he reaches over and he slides open this door of this moving plane.
Bro.
As soon as he did, this huge rush of cold night
air,
air
of course,
the cabin, and it became so loud from the howling wind coming in that the pilots couldn't even talk to each other.
Yeah.
And the main pilot just began pushing the luggage out of the plane just into the night, falling straight down to the ground far, far below them. And at some point, the co-pilot just joined him and began pushing
they shot parachutes to him. So shit.
After all the luggage was out, the main pilot shoved a parachute into the hands of the co-pilot.
Is it already packed?
Said, you know, put it on. He had to gesture for it because they couldn't hear each other.
Okay.
And so as this co-pilot's struggling to get on his parachute, the main pilot puts on his chute.
Hey man, you better help me.
Right after the co-pilot has just barely got his parachute on, the main pilot pushes him out the side of the plane, and then the main pilot jumps.
We ain't even trying to see if it's on right yet.
Abandoned their plane, which was still set to autopilot.
Yeah.
At some point,
it's gonna just run out of gas and.
About 5 hours later, in a suburb of Knoxville, Tennessee, an 85-year-old man named Fred Myers was just waking up. Fred always got up before sunrise. It was part of his daily routine.
I know where this is going.
Dressed, he would wash and shave his face, and he would sit down and read the local newspaper. This simple routine was actually very important to Fred because recently he had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, which is a progressive disease that destroys memory.
Yeah.
And so having this sort of set routine helped him manage his symptoms. Basically, at least in the morning, he could go into autopilot and go through this routine and not get confused.
Right.
On this particular morning, something would happen that would leave Fred more confused than he had ever been in his entire life.
Okay.
Fred had made it to his bathroom, he had washed his face,
boom,
he had begun shaving, and out of the corner of his eye, he noticed something strange outside in his driveway. He could see it through a nearby window, but it was still so dark outside, Fred couldn't tell what this thing was out there. Feeling very curious, Fred put his razor blade down, and he made his way over to the window to get a better look. When he reached the window and looked out at his driveway and saw what this strange thing was, he could not believe his eyes.
What was it?
There was this huge parachute out on his driveway. And on the parachute was the main pilot of the Cessna. After the main pilot had pushed the co-pilot out and leapt out himself, when he pulled his ripcord, his chute either didn't deploy or when it deployed, it didn't inflate fully. And so he was forced to go to his reserve chute, but it didn't inflate fast enough to stop him from crashing into the ground. So the main pilot slammed into the ground, basically at terminal velocity. He sustained catastrophic internal injuries, and he died within a couple of minutes of hitting the ground. Fred was so stunned and confused at what he was looking at that without saying a word, he just turned away from his window and walked over to his phone and called the police. Shaving cream still on his face.
Okay, so I thought that he was gonna say that the plane crashed into this old dude's house while he was doing his routine and killed him. Now that still sucks for the pilot, but at least it didn't kill the innocent old man, bro. Damn.
and walked over to his phone and called the police, shaving cream still on his face. When the police arrived at Fred's house that morning, they were expecting to see a dead recreational skydiver on Fred's property. But when they walked up the driveway and saw the dead man for themselves, they knew right away this was not some recreational skydiver.
Was he?
He actually looked more like a soldier. He was wearing a bulletproof vest over some camouflage fatigues, and he had night vision goggles strapped to his head. But the dead man's shoe choice made the police think this guy could not possibly have been military, because on this guy's feet were not military-style combat boots like you would expect with the rest of his getup.
You fully suited and booted.
He was wearing loafers, specifically Gucci loafers, so very
the
expensive
hell?
designer shoes.
Yeah.
So the police are thinking to themselves, who the heck was this guy, and what was he doing? The police would figure that out. However, first, we have to fast forward 2 months.
Oh, man.
November 1980.
We jumping all around. Okay.
2 weeks before that bear was discovered by that hunter in Chattahoochee National Forest.
Yeah.
Now, at this point in late November, that black bear was alive and well and living a typical black bear life in the Chattahoochee National Forest.
Doing his thing.
Which meant he mostly spent his time wandering around the woods looking for something to eat. And on this particular day in November, the bear was doing just that when out of the corner of his eye, he spotted something strange lying on the forest floor. It was one of the pieces of luggage that the two pilots had pushed out of their plane. This big, heavy duffel bag. Now, the bear had no idea
this is the duffel.
This duffel bag contained food, but the bear was optimistic, so it meandered
the bear was optimistic.
and began pawing at the bag with its massive claws, and pretty much immediately
ripped
his
it open.
claws tore open a hole in this bag.
You already know.
And suddenly, the air all around this bear was filled with this glorious, flowery smell. So the bear put its nose directly into this rip in the bag and began sniffing and licking the contents of this bag. Apparently, the bear just loved it because it
kept
ate
on
whatever was inside of the bag.
And
when he was done, the bear felt so good. He was so full of energy. He just started sprinting in a straight direction. And after running at top speed about 100 yards,
Nigga, cocaine?
every major system inside of this bear shut down all at once, and he died on the spot, collapsing in that clearing. And then, about 2 weeks later, that hunter walked into the Chattahoochee National Forest
and seen it.
Discovered this dead bear. And then, within 24 hours, the hunter was back home, and he told one of his friends about discovering this dead bear. And when he told his friend about seeing this bear, he also kind of casually mentioned that he had seen a duffel bag in the forest not far from this dead bear. Now, to understand what this friend did next, you need some context. By this point in time, the police had actually figured out a lot about that dead man on Fred Myers' driveway, the main pilot of the Cessna. They knew he was a 40-year-old man named Andrew Thornton who served in the U.S. Army as a paratrooper, but after getting out of the service, he had kind of gone astray in his life and become a big-time smuggler of illegal goods.
Imagine serving in the military as a paratrooper. Jumping out of planes is literally what the hell you do. And then when you're out of the military, there's another time where you got to jump out of a plane and you die from it. Oh, man. God damn it, the irony.
The police had also figured out by this point that Andrew, along with a co-pilot, had been the people flying that Cessna that eventually was found crashed into a mountainside in North Carolina.
Well, at least it crashed into a mountain or something and didn't kill nobody.
The jump out of the Cessna. So the police tracked him down, and they very quickly realized this co-pilot was really just a victim of Andrew.
He ain't know nothing.
This guy, they were just going to fly to the Bahamas for a vacation. And so when that plan completely evaporated,
did he know him?
Suddenly Andrew is barking orders at this guy to open up the plane and push the luggage out and jump out. The co-pilot said he just totally panicked and just started doing whatever.
Well, I'd have been scared, bro.
Totally terrified. And really all he could offer police was just to confirm that, yup, Andrew was the main pilot. And we really did push his luggage out of the side of the plane over some forest in northern Georgia. Police believed the co-pilot and did not charge him with any crime.
He ain't do nothing.
Police would go and search all over northern Georgia, and they would find the majority of the missing bags. However, they knew they were still missing some, and they knew they really needed to recover them.
Okay.
So, around the time that this hunter is telling his friend about this bear encounter and this duffel bag, the police were constantly having news outlets tell people in northern Georgia that if you see one of these duffel bags attached to a big parachute or something, please come forward and tell us.
Let us know.
Looking for these.
And don't touch it.
The hunter's friend thought, you know what? That duffel bag
mentioned
out in Chattahoochee National Forest, which is in northern Georgia, might be one of those bags.
Yep.
And so the friend called authorities. Authorities were thrilled to get this tip, and so they charged out to the Chattahoochee National Forest and they made their way out to where this dead bear was. And then sure enough, about 100 yards away from this bear was this bag. And it was one of the bags they were missing.
Okay.
Except the bag was empty.
Obviously.
As we already know,
the bear ate it all.
That black bear had eaten everything inside of this bag.
Okay.
And as you might have guessed, that bag, along with every other bag that had been cast out of the Cessna that night, was full of cocaine. Because
Bro, I said cocaine earlier as a joke. I didn't think it would really be cocaine. What was up with the flowery smell then? Why did it smell like flowers? Cocaine smells like flowers? I've never had cocaine before, so and I'm never gonna have cocaine. So obviously I wouldn't know these things. I would tell y'all in the comment sections to let me know if you've smelled it before, but I guess that don't make no sense. I don't know, bro. But it was really cocaine in there. Damn. And that bear ate the cocaine. God damn it.
Andrew was a drug smuggler. And on the night, he and his co-pilot leapt from the Cessna.
Wait a minute. Sorry, I gotta pause it again. So this is literally the situation I described earlier of being in a car with a homie, y'all going out of town somewhere, cops pull y'all over, and he's like, yeah, I got cocaine in your trunk, bro. This is literally that situation, except for it being in a car. Y'all are in an airplane. It's literally the same thing. Oh, man. That's crazy.
A drug smuggler. And on the night, he and his co-pilot leapt from the Cessna. He was trying to smuggle 900 pounds of cocaine from South America into the United States. That transmission that Andrew and the co-pilot
that boy was trying to get paid
heard on their radio,
police,
they were cruising along in their Cessna, was the sound of federal agents within the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency who had been tipped off about Andrew's big drug run, and so they really had sent 2 planes to go potentially intercept him.
Snitched on him.
The authorities standing in the Chattahoochee National Forest looking down at this empty duffel bag had no idea where the cocaine went that was supposed to be inside of it. But on a hunch, they decided to bring the body of the dead black bear back with them and perform an autopsy on it.
Oh yeah, because the cocaine shouldn't be digested, right?
Autopsy, the medical examiner
because the bear died right away.
Up the bear's stomach, and the examiner would say the stomach was, quote, packed to the brim with cocaine, thus ending the mystery of how this bear died.
Damn.
It died from a massive, massive cocaine overdose. The bear story did not end there. Normally, after an animal is autopsied, they are cremated.
Okay.
For some reason, this medical examiner decided not to do that, and instead, he had the bear taxidermied, and then he gifted this taxidermied bear to the Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area. And from there, the bear changed hands many times.
That's cool, I guess.
For the next 2 decades, no one knows exactly who had the bear and for what reason, but there were reports that at least at one point it was stolen from a storage facility, and then it was sold.
Oh, I bet the taxidermied bear still has the cocaine in it, or at least a semblance of it or something. We gonna find out. Let's see.
That at least at one point it was stolen from a storage facility, and then it was sold at a pawn shop, and then at some point the bear was in the possession of famous country singer Waylon Jennings, and then finally the bear found its forever home. Today,
and my bad, I keep pausing y'all.
At the Kentucky Fun Mall in Lexington, Kentucky. And around its neck is a
cocaine bear. Because we don't want to really miss none of the stories. I gotta pause when I want to say something, bro. Because if I don't pause, we're gonna miss something.
That's gonna do it. If you got something out of today's episode.
Okay, so that's it for the video. Hey, man, that was a very interesting story. All right, so we got the, his insane death shocked the country. So we got the hunter who found the bear, ended up reporting to the cops about the bear. They found the bear, found out the bear ate the cocaine that the Andrew dude, whatever, dropped out with his co-pilot. I'm glad the co-pilot survived, bro, because the co-pilot, not that I'm glad that the Andrew dude died. He was just trying to get some money smuggling drugs. Of course, it's illegal, but like, he didn't harm anybody. So it's like, I'm not I wouldn't wish death on nobody anyway. But the co-pilot was really just innocent. He thought he was going to the Bahamas. So I'm glad that dude survived. That's kind of crazy, bro. God damn, man. He was trying 900 pounds of cocaine. I don't know how much cocaine is worth, but 900 pounds of anything should be worth a pretty penny. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this story has been crazy. Another fire story by MrBallen. I can't wait for the next one next week. Make sure y'all show a lot of love to this video, like, share, and subscribe. Hit me up down in the comments and let me know y'all thoughts on this again. And until next time, we up out of this thing. It's your boy Dairu. We signing out. Peace.